Welcome back to the channel, and I hope you guys are as excited as me because in this video we are hopefully going to be firing up the 13B for the very first time. Now if you haven't been following the build, make sure you go back maybe the past 5 or 6 videos, make sure you watch them so you know what's been happening with this car, and also if you would like to, please subscribe. It's in the bottom right hand corner of the page, the little red icon. Please click it and subscribe because it really helps me out. Now, I don't really have a plan for this video. It's going to be a bit of a vlog style video, and I will have a bit of raw footage just so you guys can see what it's like firing this car up for the first time. But I also wanted to run through a few things on what's happening on the channel, just so, you know, keep everyone happy. I know since all the RX-7 content, the 79 guys are just unsubscribing like crazy. And yeah, I'll just give you guys an update. So let's go outside. We'll start with the cruiser. So this is my 2022 Toyota Land Cruiser. I got it in March this year and I've already done about 6,000 Ks on it, mainly daily driving, and we also did a trip up to Queensland. I'm loving every minute with this car. I cannot fault it. The haters will say what they say about this car, but I haven't needed to do anything to it. It's been great. I don't have much plan in terms of mods for this vehicle. Financially, it's just not sustainable for now. But what I want to do is do a few things in the interior and also hopefully get a canopy on the back. So I want that Norworld compact canopy. Jono, if you're watching, hit me up. Yeah, Jono from Norworld, absolute legend. I do have a request to do a tour on this car. So I'll be doing that soon. But for now, we are planning to do a trip next week to one of my favorite places in New South Wales. And yeah, we'll bring you guys along with us. And this is my 1996 Honda Civic. I absolutely love these cars. This is my first car, my second car, my third car. And when I sold my last Civic, I instantly regretted it. And I had this in my backyard within 2 months. And it's been sitting there. The plan for this is to build this into like a really nice daily, a daily for my daily. And yeah, I don't care what people say about these cars, but I love them. Yeah, I've started collecting parts for it because we're going to be doing something pretty cool with this car. Hopefully in July, maybe early August. But once the FD is done, the EK is next. So yeah, make sure you subscribe because you might miss out on some good content. This video is going to be about the RX-7. I have a long list of things that I want to do. They're all really tiny things to make sure it's ready for the startup. And tomorrow I should have a pair of eyes to help, maybe a second pair. Yeah, let's see what happens. All right, so a couple hours later and we're back in the garage. Gonna work through this list, but I'm kind of clean right now. So let's leave the dirty stuff for tomorrow. I want to work on the guard liner. I'm going to check the sensors and the wiring. Going to check the map on the ECU as well, and hopefully we can secure the battery. Anyways, that's all for tonight, and let's get on to it. Good morning, everyone. I didn't do much last night because I've come down with something. I don't think it's COVID, but yeah, not feeling too good. I have a list of things to do today. We're gonna bolt the exhaust back on, put the starter motor back in, check the wiring, fill all the fluids, check for leaks, check the map, and also secure the battery. So yeah, then we're gonna be sweet. I'm heading out today. But I'll be back after my mate's wedding and we should be ready to fire this thing up. And I'm so excited because, you know, it's been 6-7 months and it's time to get this back on the road. Let's do it. All right, got to get under there to do the exhaust. I hate working on the ground. Get some tools. And yeah, I really need a hoist in here, hey, but I don't think I have the clearance for a proper hoist. I was thinking about getting the quick jack, the 12-volt one, so I can use it at the track. But you know, it's pretty heavy still. And what I've been using, this was given to me by a good friend, the Magic Creeper, and I like it because you're pretty much on the floor. The only thing I don't like about it is you get dirt on it and it just kind of feels a bit gross. Whereas that Creeper there, yeah, that rolls around really nicely. But yeah, I use this at the track. It's really nice to roll around on. If Quick Jack sees this, they can sponsor me a hoist. There we go. This really needs a new exhaust. That's it. There's absolutely no flex in this exhaust. I hope it falls off. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Okay, exhaust done, wastegate is on, vacuum lines, starter motor. I have checked the wiring, need to fill oil, coolant, power steering. I'm going to check the map on the ECU and the sensors, and I'm going to bolt the battery down. So I'm just going to go through the sensors and check to see that they're all kind of reading. The only thing I can see, which is not really working, is the wideband, and I'm not sure why, but let's go through the sensors first. I'll reposition this so you guys can see. All right, so hopefully you guys can see that a little bit better. And what I'm going to do is go through all my sensors to make sure they're all reading. And I've added a few gauges on this main page just to show us the additional sensors I've added. So the oil pressure, oil temp, I've got fuel pressure, fuel temp, and this wideband has an error, I'm not sure why. And the map is the OBPS, I assume is the onboard pressure sensor, which is the map sensor on the ECU. Okay, so we're going to go through the sensors, and the first one's TPS. I'm using the stock TPS sensor, and yeah, let's see if it reads. Yeah, so there's a little bit of it starts reading probably a third throttle. I might need to adjust that, but all the way to 99%. So that's definitely reading. You can see right there, TPS. The next one is the manifold pressure. So manifold pressure is going to be this map one, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and blow into that hose, and let's see if it works. Yeah, so I'm sure that read something, but that's in kPa. I don't have much boost right now because I'm sick. Next is oil pressure, and let's have a look. I actually work in PSI more than kPa, so I might go ahead and change this in the units. Unit options, pressure, let's do PSI. I work better in PSI. All right, so yeah, now all my units are in PSI, and my oil pressure, my map sensor, my fuel pressure, all the pressure units are in PSI. So yeah, I don't know why it's reading 1.2. There's no oil in there, the engine's off, so there should technically be no pressure. I'm not too sure, I might need to check the calibration on that. Let's go to, I think wiring. Nope. Let's go to maybe the pull-up. Maybe that doesn't need a pull-up. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so interestingly, I had the pull-up enabled, and I don't think the pressure sensor actually needs the pull-up. I think the oil temperature one needs one, but not the pressure input. And my understanding is that if the factory AVI, so the analog signal, is a temperature signal. It already has a pull-up. All right, so the next sensor we're going to look at is the fuel pressure. And once again, it's reading 0.5 over PSI. Let's see, let's look at the wiring tab. Wiring. Yep, so the pull-up is also enabled here, and I don't think it actually needs that pull-up. So let me disable it and see what it does. Yeah, fuel pressure is at 0 PSI. I think that's actually the way it should be reading. So intake air temp sensor, it is reading okay. I need to check the part number for that sensor and change that calibration. Oil temp. Okay, so oil temp is another one which I've had to change. So let's go to the wiring tab and we'll go to wiring, and with oil temperature, I've been told you need to enable the pull-up. And the reason why is because this is on AV3, and AV3 used to do the OMP, so the oil metering pump, and that doesn't have a pull-up in the circuit. So you need to enable that pull-up, otherwise you get a really weird reading. So I'm just going to show you that. You get an oil temp of 140 degrees, and I'm going to enable that pull-up. Boom, now it's reading properly. All right, coolant temp. Let's have a look at coolant temp. So that's the factory one. I'm not going to change it, but there's no coolant in there right now, so I can't really test it. Next one is fuel temp, and it's reading fine. And also now we're going to the wideband. I'm not sure why this isn't reading, but let's have a look at the wiring for the wideband. All right. Wiring, I've got it in position overall because it's not in any of the runners for the manifold, it's just in the overall position. Input type, CAN wideband controller. If you're running a different type of O2 sensor which runs on analog, you might need to select this one. But no, I need the CAN wideband. And then I'm going to go here, assign, and then these are the available inputs. So I've got wideband 1 there, that's the one I've connected. So connected it and it's got an error. So I'm not too sure what that's about. I'm just going to quickly reboot it and see what happens. Yeah, strange, still got an error. Maybe this is the wrong channel. Let me see. Let me see if I can... So with the fuel tables, I've checked in with Omar and he's let me know that he's already scaled these to the stock injectors. So thanks, Omar. It's very helpful. I don't have to go ahead and scale any of the tables. Everything's done. Yeah, so I think that's it. I've checked all the sensors that I can read here, that I know how to read, and I am happy with that. All right, I've just noticed that the battery voltage is starting to drop a little bit, so I think this battery needs a bit of a top up. Got my C-Tech charger and pop that on charge. Okay, so negative and positive. All right, I'm going to make sure this is on AGM. AGM there. Sweet. All right, so I'll come back to my list. Check them out. Done. All right, let's bolt this battery down. All right, so yesterday I ran out to Super Cheap and got myself these rods. 15 bucks I paid for this just because I chucked out my old ones. And the original FD ones too. I don't know why I did that. Slide that over. Sweet. All right, in the middle, and just gently tighten them down. That is so ugly. I'm gonna have to cut these down. Okay, so much better. I just found some nylock nuts and also, yeah, just cut it down. So much better. All right, so my neighbor rocked up and he brought his brother-in-law. This beautiful blue FD. So this is my neighbour Mark, and this is Carlos. I'll just give you this. Just clip it on.
Ah.
Yeah. So yeah, he's just brought in his FD. I've never seen this with the body kit on. So good. The paint, it's just immaculate. And I know Martin, he actually follows my channel too.
Yeah.
So he might be happy to see this.
Oh,
Martin's,
okay.
Martin's the guy from.
Yes, yeah. I've been meaning to go back and show him.
It looks great. Carlos, maybe you can let us know what you've done with this.
I've had it for so long, I almost forgot all the work I've done. All the work's been done by Rickshaw Rotary.
Yep.
I kept the standard twin turbo setup, went a street port.
That's cool.
Obviously with rotaries you want to look after the air, like make sure it runs cold and keep the fuel, make sure it's got good fuel.
Did you make this all the shrouding?
Yes.
This is cool.
Made the shrouding.
Yeah.
Again, just trying to keep the heat out and always run it colder.
Definitely, like if you can have the biggest intercooler, but if there's no ducting, it's kind of useless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kept this thermo fan on the back of it, which is running off a switch inside. So if I'm sitting at the lights and I see the temperature go over 90, I just flick it on and it gives it that extra cooling.
Yeah, especially with you know, the traffic around this area.
Yeah. So I don't drive it very often. Probably once every 2 months I'll take it for a drive.
Once every 2 months?
Yeah, I need to drive it more.
I guess I'm lucky then. Can you tell us about the body kit?
The body kit is a feed body kit. It's not the original body kit, as in a feed genuine body kit, but it gives it an extra 1.5 inches on all corners.
Yeah.
Usual bits and pieces like carbon fibre and stuff that you can get off most websites.
Yeah, I mean it fits really
Racing
well.
Panda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You mean APF? Angry Panda
Angry
Factory?
Panda.
Yeah,
Sorry, APF.
Yeah. This is nice. So who did all the bodywork?
Bodywork was done by Precision Auto. Yeah, really happy with what they've done.
Yeah, good.
And then after they did all that great work and effort, I got it PPF, the whole car PPF.
I definitely need PPF. Look how it's so shiny and it's like just immaculate. You can't even tell there's PPF on it. Did you wash it today?
No.
Can you tell us about the wing? Because I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
so I actually thought this wing was an Odular wing.
Yeah.
I love the carbon look on the wing and I've always wanted that kind of wing as well, but this is something different.
Oh, I had a SCI WRX and which had a carbon wing on it, but then when I went to sell it, I wanted the WRX to look as standard as possible. So I kept that, and that was literally just sitting at home. So I got the grinder to it and fitted it up.
Yeah, you've done a great job.
Yeah, it fit quite nicely. It was almost a perfect match.
Yeah. It's got that aggressive kind of, you know, wing concave down here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like it. And it's got really cool plates. It was just a coincidence, I had no idea. Anyways, Carlos has had this RX-7 for a lot longer than I have, so I kind of copied in, but how long have you had the car?
Oh, geez. Maybe 10 years?
Sheesh, 10 years?
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's sick. 10 years.
Yeah, it'd be about 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've had your MX-5 for 10 years? Yeah. The red one?
The red one, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's good. Loyalty.
They look like Big Daddy, Little Daddy when they're parked together.
There are a lot cheaper cars to buy 10 years ago, these things.
For sure, yeah. Got the AutoX rear strut towers. And he's also got the G-Racing shifter. And yeah, it's very clean. I love it. Thanks for showing us.
No, no problem at all. Cheers.
Alrighty, it's in the afternoon now and we're getting straight back at it. Just got to fill the fluids and also add fuel. I added a few things. Add fuel, check the oil pressure, make sure there's oil everywhere, so prime it nicely. And then we are good to brup. Okay, let's fill the oil and then we'll do the coolant. So I am just using this Premium Mineral 15W40. Got this from 80. I've always used this oil. It's very cheap and I just replace it all the time. Yep, plenty. And next we are gonna put in some coolant, and I'm gonna get my trusty Lyle funnel. I got this ages ago for my Honda. It's a bit hard bleeding K-stops, so I'm sure this will be just perfect for the 13B. Okay, so we are going with the green premix from Penrite. So that's 5 litres. Ollie, the FD is gonna go bop 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 bop. Or is it not gonna go bop 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 today? Oh no. Bop 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 bop.
I'll just do it.
Yeah, you tell me. Bop 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 bop. Ollie, can you go? Ooh. Has it done a water seal, Ollie? Okay, so coolant is somewhat topped up. Oil's filled. I will do that, and there are no leaks so far. So I'm gonna add some fuel, and I just went to the servo and got myself some 98, and I am running premix as mentioned before. So I always keep this in the car, and I actually run a ratio of 200 to 1. So that means for 20 litres, I'm running 100 mils, but I've already got this in a container. I usually carry this in the car, and I've got, see, 20 litres, 40 litres. So because it's the first start, I want to have some more lubrication. I'm probably going to add double the amount I normally would add. So, you know, let's start with 200 mils of premix in 20 litres of fuel. So that would be a ratio of 100 to 1. Let's just let that drip out. Alright, I'm just going to... Better show you guys. The premix I use is the Idemitsu rotary premix. I get this from Roland. He's out at Uni Group. Nice bloke. So yeah, let's fill her up. All right, look who showed up. My mate Brad.
Hey guys.
And yeah, he's gonna help me with this first start tonight. And yeah, most of the things are already done on the list. I'll quickly run you guys through it. So yeah, we've done everything except for fill the power steering fluid. I've added fuel, and after that, we're gonna check the oil pressure and then prime the system, and then we should be ready for a first start. I'm a bit anxious about the coolant not bleeding properly. This is a tip Omar gave me, just to crack the drain plug on the block and just let some of the coolant out. So I've just pulled the drain plug off, and I've got a stream of coolant coming out. So hopefully that frees the bottom part of the block from air being trapped. I'm just gonna put this drain plug back on. Anyways, yeah, pretty much done. And I've gone ahead and pulled the drain plug off. There's been coolant coming out, so I know that there's no air trapped at the bottom of the block. Well, hopefully not. And we've got power steering fluid in there. Let's look at our list.
All right.
All right. Okay, so I'm just loading up the software. We've got all the sensors reading, which is good. Oil temp, fuel temp. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to pull The injector fuse. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's one of these. I think it's EGI. So I'll do that now. That's the 30 amp. This one. Yeah. Oh, see, it just went.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna chuck that one back in. That's weird. And we're just gonna disable the injectors for now. Sweet. All right.
All right.
Okay, so I have no ignition, hopefully, and I've unplugged the igniter. I'm gonna unplug the harness as well. All right, harness is unplugged, and I'm gonna go and get you to crank it for me. All right, so we filled up the power steering fluid. We checked for leaks. A little tiny leak on the power steering rack at the hose, but that's been fixed. Checked the oil pressure. We've got plenty of oil pressure, and we have primed the motor. So what I'm going to do is plug the injectors back in, and plug the igniter back in, and hopefully we have fuel. We've got spark, and we've got brups. I'm really nervous. Yeah. Do it.
Okay, ready?
Yep. You might need to crank it for a while. It may take time to build the, for it to seal the rotors.
Here we go.
It'll die if I leave it. Woo! It starts. All right, take two. I just got off the phone with Omar, and we made a few corrections to the map, and hopefully it starts up. Yep.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Okay.
No throttle. I've got another battery. I might just give it a piggyback. Okay, hold the accelerator flat, he says. Yep.
All right. So start it.
Yep.
Full throttle.
Yep. And then once it's on, just back off a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
Until it's idling. temperature, we need to bleed the system, and yeah, we'll go from there. Sounds so good. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Very nice.
Wow. All right, guys, that was the first startup. Thanks to my mate Brad as well, coming to help me out. Huge thanks to Omar as well. He was on the phone with me during his dinner. Sorry, Omar. But yeah, we got it running and it seems to be bleeding pretty well, and that's a good sign. Had it on for about, would you say about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was good. No issues and no leaks. We fixed that power steering leak and it's all good. So yeah, gonna say bye to Brad now, and he's got to go off for dinner. Thanks a lot for your help.
See ya.
And yeah, speechless. This is running after 6-7 months.
Cross off the
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna cross off the brup brup. The last thing we need to cross off is this brup brup. Done. Very nice. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.